Okay. Now I'll turn this over to first Balfour, the architect Roque, Nikki.
Hi, good morning. On behalf of the First Balfour Management, we would like to thank the Philippine Green Building Council for giving us this opportunity to share our capabilities and green initiatives. I am Architect Nikki Roque of First Balfour's Procurement and Materials Management Department, and our talk this morning follows this outline. Our mission, Walking the Talk, where we will give you a virtual tour of First Balfour's head office, the first BERDE certified facility in the Philippines, our strategic priorities, and what collaboration means to us. Next. As First Balfour, our primary business is in engineering and construction. Our parent company is First Philippine Holdings, and we have been in the business for more than 50 years. As an engineering and construction company, we achieved the highest contractor accreditation with PCAB in 2016. Being quadruple A means that we have satisfied a certain requirements, including having a net worth of at least 1 billion pesos. It is also proof of First Balfour's ability to undertake big-ticket projects through the combination of our project management skills, engineering capabilities, financial strength. We adhere to quality, environment, safety, and occupational health standards, and we are one of the first triple ISO certified construction companies in the Philippines. Recently, we have also achieved the gold accreditation from Investors in People, making us the first and only IIP Gold accredited engineering and construction company in the Philippines. Our groundwork is our people, nurtured and inspired by compassionate culture. One of the programs we have under IIP is the Management Trainee Program, where I am a graduate of. Lastly, our head office in Sucat is the first to be awarded with BERDE Design Recognition Certificate under BERDE for new construction. Next. Last year, the company launched a new mission that stemmed out from our chairman, Federico R. Lopez's principle that doing the environment less harm is no longer good enough. Our mission does not only encompass construction requirements, but also to build structures that are green and resilient, most especially in this climate changed world. And we are glad to be sharing these ideas to like-minded organizations such as PhilGBC and our esteemed guests in this conference. Next. We are one with the First Philippine Holdings Group's mission in forging collaborative pathways for a decarbonized and regenerative future. First Balfour aligns with this mission through our chosen path. We support nation building by delivering more complex infrastructures that create resilience and elevate the quality of life of the Filipino people in this complex climate-changing world. We will also grow by developing businesses that complement our engineering and construction competencies. This will allow us to influence and lead the transition towards decarbonization and regeneration in the industries we choose to invest in. Next. On our way to play, we ask ourselves, how are we going to face the market? For First Balfour, we want to be the leading influencer in the industry when it comes to sustainability, in terms of operations and the choice of projects that we get ourselves into. In terms of capability systems, we ask ourselves, what gives us the competitive advantage? And for First Balfour, we have enumerated 5 capabilities. And lastly, apart from being an engineering and construction company, we also intend to grow our allied businesses, including concrete and aggregates, and heavy equipment rental and transport. We currently focus on 4 key markets: transport infrastructure, water infrastructure, power and energy, and high-value buildings. This is backed by our strong core construction capabilities in earthworks, underground utilities, foundations, civil structural, and electromechanical works. Next slide, please. Thank you. We have been walking the talk. In fact, our current office stands on a reused land. Next. On the 21st of June 2011, we got ourselves a new office address in Sucat, Parañaque. Then a 1-hectare, 3-building property, the The office finally integrated our head office operations and plant and equipment yard. Previously, we had a head office at the 5th floor of Benfres Building, a satellite office in the Philippine Stock Exchange Building, and an equipment maintenance yard in Bay, Laguna. In 2016, we installed a 100 kilowatt peak solar rooftop in our head office. The 400 photovoltaic module system has enabled an average of 26% monthly savings in electricity since being energized in 2016. Here are some of the other initiatives that enabled us to become the first BERTER certified facility in the Philippines. As mentioned earlier, can you go back? Thank you. As mentioned earlier, our current office stands on a reused land. Back in 1988, the property was a 1-hectare area that houses a semiconductor manufacturing plant. Aside from the plant, it also had a warehouse and an office. These old structures, which had a total building space of 7,234 square meters and an open space of 2,681 square meters, were renovated to the first Balfour facility we see today. In our efforts towards building a net zero facility, we devised systems that save water through the installation of dual flush water closets and a rainwater harvesting system. Water costs are saved as rainwater is used for irrigation and for flushing water closets and urinals. In terms of energy consumption, energy-efficient lighting fixtures were also installed in the facility. And in 2018, we installed window films, which may seem invisible, but actually has 57% solar heat blocking capacity. Indoor heat as well as aircon usage are expected to drop further. Our carpets were also made out of 25% recyclable materials. Our latest initiative is net metering, which enables the export of surplus solar energy to the public utility power grid to further boost First Balfour's contribution to sustainability. Since October 2019, it has exported more than 50,000 kilowatt hours. This is a diagram on how net metering works. Next. All these efforts enable us to reduce costs, as you can see in this slide. Collectively, these initiatives resulted to a 29% drop in First Balfour's electricity consumption, and we continue to look for ways to curb it down further. Integrating decarbonization and regeneration into our businesses. Aside from the usual metrics we use to measure our growth, we are also working towards integrating decarbonization and regeneration into our businesses. We also aim to be the leading equipment rental and transport business in the Philippines, as well as reinforcing our concrete and aggregates division. This will be discussed in the succeeding slides. First is to understand decarbonization and regeneration further. We are novices at this point. We began tracking and reducing carbon emissions, but when we compare ourselves to more advanced construction companies around the world, we realized that we have a long way to go. But it is an exciting journey to follow because we know we will be able to provide more value to society as we begin to fulfill these goals. Second, we would like to increase productivity and continue to reduce our consumption and wastage as we build transport and water infrastructure, buildings, and power utilities. We need the technology to enable that. Third, where we can, we aim to influence owners or prospective clients to integrate sustainability into the design. While this is an easy sell for like-minded clients, it may take a lot more convincing for others. Fourth, digitalization is an obvious direction to improve efficiency. It is more than just converting hard copies to soft copies. It is also integrating all of our systems to make them more robust. And finally, the procurement side, greening the supply chain. What are the major elements that will greatly influence the way we do business in the future? There will come a time where there has to be a decision point about which vendors we will work with and be allies in decarbonization and regeneration journey. Overall, big words, big tasks, but a lot of interest from all of us is the way we will pursue these things. We started T1 Rentals, our equipment rental business, in 2013, and now our goal is to be the top 3 in the local rental industry. In order to reach that goal, these are the important strategic priorities in the next months. While we increase our geographic exposure, we acknowledge that our operators are one of the important aspects in this business. We continue to develop them and brought training simulators, which helps us in assessing and categorizing the skills of our operators. We also continue to collaborate with our partners to explore their green initiatives. And lastly, exploring different types of ventures, such as in people transport. We bought our first 2 electric buses this year. Servicing a client base composed of almost 400 different companies nationwide, T1 Rentals ensures that steps are taken to reduce the environmental impact of its vehicle fleet. These steps include the use of GPS and telematics to track, monitor, analyze equipment performance and fuel consumption in the field, and to optimize delivery routes. We also continue to make fleet efficiency gains in our equipment rental operations and invested in greener equipment through the acquisition of Euro 5 trucks, exceeding the local emission standard, which only requires the use of Euro 4 in the Philippines. Data also shows that Euro 5 produces 22% less carbon emissions and 50% less particulate matter emissions than Euro 3. For concrete and aggregates, we are transitioning to mobile batching plants to address the needs of our projects across the country. With a total of 2.4 hectares roof area, we saw this design fitting to help reduce costs for our clients. Another one is the use of autoclaved aerated concrete as a replacement to the traditional concrete hollow blocks. These blocks are lightweight, which makes it faster to install. These are sustainable too because it uses 20% recycled materials. AACs are sturdy and recyclable, making it an exceptionally green building material. We use this material in one of our data center projects in Quezon City for a huge telecom company. One of our major projects to date, the Novaliches-Balera Aqueduct 4 project, or NBAQ4, moved to a renewable energy source through the 140 megawatts Bachmann geothermal power plant last February 2021. The JV entered into an agreement with First Gen's Bachmann Geothermal Inc. for the supply of 900 kilowatts of electricity per month to the project facility in Quezon City. With one of our key clients, Energy Development Corporation, together with TESF Region 5 and the local government of Sorsogon, we had an MOU to implement technical vocational training for the residents of EDC's host communities in Bachman through the Kananga EDC Institute of Technology Educational Foundation. It is a TESTA-accredited post-secondary technical and vocational training center first formed in Canangalete in 2009. The aim is to develop multi-skilled, competent, and responsible workers, particularly for the construction and engineering industry. Another initiative with EDC, they recently conducted a learning session on setting net zero carbon targets with some of its valued partners, First Balfour included. In this session, we shared our current initiatives to lower our carbon footprint and our willingness to work together to help decarbonize our economy. Another collaborative project is the EcoBrick, wherein ordinary PET bottles stuffed with non-biodegradable materials such as fabric, wrappers, plastic bags, and even egg trays were transformed into EcoBricks and made usable to simple structures. The Project WASH, or Water, Sanitation, and Hygiene, brought forth new hygiene facilities in public schools in Batangas and Rizal. The WASH facility is made from eco bricks collected from First Balfour employees and their families and friends and is built to address the need for more sanitation facilities in Philippine public schools. Also made of eco bricks, a livelihood center in Mabini, Batangas. Lastly, a partnership with Mondelez for various eco brick projects such as Eco Slide and Student Lounge. Can you just imagine how a candy wrapper or plastic bags could actually be used to build a house? And can you just imagine the amount of waste that could be reduced by then? Now, these things that we call waste today could be considered as the gold of the future. To forge a better and safer environment for the future generation is a path that First Balfour chose to take. And we acknowledge the possible disruption that goes along the journey, as well as the challenges brought about by the pandemic. We sincerely thank the Philippine Green Building Council for allowing us to be a part of this prestigious event and share our active involvement by being a responsible builder. The benefit of this journey may take a while before it is realized, but by doing something, even small but valuable, in the present, we could create a ripple effect for the future. It is First Balfour's mission to forge collaborative pathways for a decarbonized and regenerative future. And we trust that by doing this together, we can make a difference and influence change. There's no better season to start as we cannot expect things to go back to its normal way. Let us now allow the opportunity on building a better world to pass. Thank you. Back to you, Ms. G.
Thank you so much, Nikki.